Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, buenos dias, good day, peace, peace. Peace be unto all. Hoping you guys had a great weekend. You know me, like always, brothers and sisters, on the grind, like people say, on the grind. Working. It sounds better saying working. I just came in this morning to greet you guys, see how you guys are doing, say hello. 37 degrees in Philly. We got a little bit of snow yesterday, but it did not stick, so it disappeared. It wasn't much. Okay, we are speaking today, guys, about Amares. Mares. Those of us who either get clients or those of us who have went or have gone to certain places to get an amarre done. An amarre, in a short form and term in English, is to tie up, to bind. And usually when we speak about amarres, we're speaking about love or matrimonial or spouse tying up, a man and a woman tying up, in the form of being able to get a woman, or get that woman that you desire, or get that man that you desire, or obtain that man or woman that you desire, using Nkisimalongo, using the medicine, using, if you want to call witchcraft, or using what you want to call arts or whatever. And there's other sorts and other types of amarres. Those are not just the only amarres that exist, and they are. But the majority of the time, those are the type of amarres that I hear and see people wanting to get. Some way, somehow, they want to obtain a person, or if they had a ex-wife or ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend, and they had some type of problem or situation, and let's say ex-person left the house or is not with them no more, now whether male or female are seeking to get that person back in their life, and so on and so forth. So the most predominant one usually is the one that they want that loved one back, you know. And the other one is that they want to get a man or a woman that they see, and that person doesn't have no interest in them, but for some reason the client wants that person. So there are places and people that do things to obtain that outcome. Now, we always hear about amarres, love spells, things to do to sweeten up in a relationship, which that's fine. See, I'm all about sweetening up a relationship. I'm all about, if somebody's trying to do wrong to you guys, or did a spell on one of you guys to ruin your matrimony, or ruin your love life, or ruin your whatever, boyfriend and girlfriend life, I'm all for preventing that, stopping that, and bringing you guys back in union, back in order, back in harmony, you understand, with the love that you guys feel one to another. What gets me sometimes, and I'm not too agreeable on, is trying to tie a person up that does not want to be with you. You know, this is the part that sometimes, I look at and I say, Why does someone want to be with X person, whether male or female, if that person doesn't want anything to do with them, or that person doesn't feel anything for them? Why would you want that? This part just doesn't ring in my head. Like, it's like, I know that it's kind of like forcing a person to be with another person. I understand that. But in things that have to do with the human order of, nature taking its course, meeting a person, conversating with a person, liking that person's conversation, that person's demeanor, that person's humor, that person's heart in a way, it's a better way to start understanding someone, to see if you want to have a relationship with that person down the line. You don't have to involve yourself into doing things with a person that you just met, or it's only been a month or two. You have the capability that if you don't want to be with that person no more, then you cut it quits. Yeah, sometimes we got the stalkers, and it works in both ways, male and female. And sometimes we get issues because the other person doesn't want to, separate from the other person. But these things, happen and are more easily solved than trying to tie up someone with a love spell, to make that person either come back to you, or for you to forcibly make that person want you, whether you are male or whether you are female. It can be done to the man, it can be done to the woman, it can be done to both. I'm more of the type that if there's a matrimony, right, and if something is getting in between that matrimony and I can help, I'd rather do that. I'd rather help that matrimony, because these are two people that, love themselves already, and been together. And I say matrimony, but it's because a lot of Latinos, we call ourselves husband and wives even if we are not married legally. You understand? It's a tradition that's been passed on through generations that we say, my wife, my husband, even if we are not married. And in true reality, that's how it should be, from my understanding. Because from my understanding, and I'm burying off a little bit, once you lay with a woman, that woman automatically, for me, becomes your spouse. And some people might look at it like, oh, that's crazy. But remember what old tradition says. And I'm not going to go into the Congo. I'm going to go to recent traditions. If you don't seal the deal, you're capable of getting divorced, right? But if you seal the deal, now it's more difficult to get divorced. And I know you guys understand what I mean with sealing the deal or not sealing the deal. So the same way it will be with paperwork, which paperwork is just something that is used here in the government just to give you some type of rights towards certain things. It's not that you own your wife or you own your husband. It's for other beneficial things that you could say, I'm married, I get lower insurance in my car. I'm married, my husband and wife died, now I could collect something if she had an insurance or something, or Social Security, because you got that paperwork. You understand? Doesn't have really anything to do with anything else with being married or divorced. Because a paper wasn't what sealed the deal back then. Okay? It was human intervention what made it legit, and the families of those people, they gave their daughter and that son to get married. Anyway, another thing I want to speak about is that a lot of people don't speak about is the pros and cons. I'm trying to see where the sun comes from. Pros and cons of these type of tying up spells. These type of spells that are done to tie up a person or bring a person into a forcible union. A lot of these spells, when you do them, the person comes and okay, the relationship is there. There's some type of harmony there. But little by little, if you start noticing, things start to agitate the person who's being manipulated by magic. Okay, let's call it magic. The person could get agitated, irritated. The person could feel anxiety. The person could have mood swings. The person could lose it in a sense and get upset. Things could bother that person for out of nowhere. There's people, to be honest with you guys, that have gotten hurt or even lost their life by having some type of spell to bind the person that does not want to be with that person forcibly. There's people that have lost their life or have gotten very injured or close to losing their life because it's not the same. Remember, you're using a spirit to manipulate the person. And the person starts feeling certain things that they didn't feel before. And these things could be chaotic and cause problems. That's why when people say Amar, I kind of like try to not get into these type of things unless it's for a relationship that are together, but they feel like they're having some type of attack from a person or persons, then I would try to intervene and help them out. But if it's in a market to bring someone, a specific person to their life without that person having nothing to do with the other, then to me that's not anything that I really want to do. Because it's not that it's right or wrong, it's just that I don't want to be involved with doing that type of stuff. Because the outcome could be a bad outcome. Yeah, you could get the person with you and be with you for a while, and then something could happen that somebody could get into a big fight, a big problem, stabbed, shot, killed, and you don't really want to have you don't want to have to deal with that, have that on your conscience. What I was gonna say another thing is to do something, right? A job that's done, or work that's done, or medicine that's prepared for you to find someone in your love life. See, that's different. That's different. You're not targeting a specific person. You are helping the person out to find someone in his life or in his love life, let's say. That's totally different. You understand? That's totally different. That's not forcing anyone. That's helping that person find with the course of nature. The course of nature taking his role in it, but you just boosting it up and helping them be more susceptible to that energy. That's all. If you go to some type of priest from any other tradition and they perform some type of medicine or magic or witchcraft to get that person back in your life and it doesn't do anything, well, I know some of us will think, maybe that person didn't know what they were doing. Then you go to a second person from a different belief system or practice, and they do something for you, and still that doesn't bring that person back. Then why will you go to a third and a fourth and a fifth? Why will you waste your time and energy on something that could actually cause you more harm than good? You should at that time be able to understand and be like, hey, I tried, it didn't work the first, it didn't work the second. The third should be the seal. The second should be the seal, but the third, like, that's it. Then I wouldn't, even deal with that, because why would I want to live with somebody that doesn't really love me from their heart, that doesn't really want to be with me, that doesn't care, doesn't appreciate me? All these things we got to think about, brothers and sisters, and we also got to think about it for the clients. What we're going to speak and what we should say to clients or to patients that come. This is where the therapist side kind of comes out, because you guys are the ones that are going to be doing the work, and you guys have to watch that whatever you do, your Inkisi agrees upon it, and you make sure that none of that stuff that you do trickles down on you and your family and your love life. You understand? So, it's something to be aware of. It's something to think about. A lot of us, especially in the beginning, we get our first Inkisi or Nganga, whatever, and we go berserk, because we don't really understand what should we do, what should we not do. We get our own selves into certain predicaments, and then we're wondering why we are this way, why we're that way. I have this prenda, but I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling that way. Things are not working out. No, it's not that. It's that the things that you're doing with that prenda, a lot of it's coming back to you, is messing up your life, because there's certain things that you have to speak to your prenda and to agree upon in order to do certain things. You just can't go on there and just do whatever you want. You can, but these are the consequences, and they're consequences for you doing that. And if you have a well-built prenda, a lot of prendas won't even, you don't ask them, they won't do nothing, but make you look dumb. But guys, I wanted to make a short video. Sorry for the rant. It was just something that came to my mind, that I'm seeing this happening, and unfortunately, we have to understand when should we do things. You see, it's our duty to know to who and when can we do some type of work. The prenda or your nganga could say yes, I will do it. But you as a person, as a priest or a priestess, also have to think and be like, should I do this? I know the Prenda said I could do it, but is it really worth it? Should I really do it or not? You know, this is where you come in and you think about the outcome, the situations, the stuff that could reciprocate, you know. So, you know, I just wanted to bring that in this morning, guys. Things to think about, especially us that are practicing and have our luceros and cuyos that we could talk to. Some of them have lucero and cuyos that are completely open, that they could even, you know, help certain people out, you know, using them. We got to be very careful what we do with our things and who we do stuff for, because I'm just gonna leave it there. Life is not that simple. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. Please give the video a thumbs up for the algorithm, my brothers, and have a great day.